Ugh, the holidays are upon us once again, and I am on the streets of Prevalia looking for any action possible. The carolers are out in full force, annoying the living crap out of me on every corner of the streets. I should flag on this fool. No guards around, I can make this go down. That really wouldn't be appropriate, now would it? Oh, maybe I'll just steal his rope like that Pone Star guy taught me. Yeah, let me make sure nobody's around real quick. Alright, we're good, let's do it. Yeah. Happy holidays.
Hey!
What in the Prev coin is this?
Huh?
A new business? When did this get here? It's always been here? Avadon Video? What in the Outlands is that? Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to take a peek inside. Well, hot diggity. This place is magnificent. There's aisles and aisles of dank majory conjurings. These must be what they call movies. Got the comedy section, the drama section, horror, international, the children's. This place has something for everyone, it looks like. What's this guy watching over here? This looks sick. I need to find out more information about this place. Hey, does anyone work here?
I do, sucker. What up? They'll recommend you some shit. Have you ever seen iRobot or maybe After Earth? Hancock is a good one too. Or even Gemini Man.
Will, shut your ass up before I fire you. He doesn't need to see any of those subpar action films. Come on. Do you want to go back across the street shoveling shit at the Prevalian Zoo?
Nah, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Go tap the store.
My bad.
Hey there, welcome to Avadon Video. How can I help you today, man? I was out just doing some holiday shopping until I stumbled upon your business here. Are you the owner? Why, yes I am. The name's Smith. Will Smith. But ain't that Will Smith? Yeah, well see, that's the 2L Will over there. I'm the 1L Will. Well, nice to meet you. I'm the 1N Sandwich. Well, Sandwich, welcome to Avadon Video, Prevalia's first and only video store that is operated entirely through majory casted spells. You choose the film, we'll scribe it out for you, and then send you on your merry way. No late fees, as the scrolls dissolve after each use. Well, that's just genius, my friend. Genius! I respect the living hell out of anyone who's that dedicated to bringing entertainment to this fine city. Well, thank you. That's very flattering. You wouldn't happen to be looking for any work now, would you? We got an opening. Will Smith over there, he's just kind of hiding out. He's not really getting paid. But we can use an extra set of hands around here, if you're willing to check it out, that is. You know what? Yeah, why not? All I've been doing lately is twiddling my fingers and punching monsters in the dick. I can use something new to do. This seems pretty cool. Well, that's just amazing to hear. I'm gonna run in the back and grab some new hire papers, and then I'll show you around. Sound good? Yeah. I can't wait to see what else you guys got. Oh, you just wait. It's gonna blow your mind. No, wait. I mean, it's gonna fuck your mind. Fuck my mind? What does he mean by that?
Hey man, getting your mind fucked is a whole lot better than getting your wife fucked. Trust me.
Alrighty, I got the papers right here, my friend. Just type /accept, and I'll get these processed right away. Bada bing, bada vassort flam. And ta-da, you're the newest employee of Avadon Video. Now, if you take a look out that south window, you'll see our sister venue, the Ego Fucks Amphitheater of Prevalia. Yeah, wow, that's part of us too? Yeah, but it pretty much runs itself. It's just a bunch of drunk townies singing on stage. The plus side is that that's where we do all of our smoking. Can't do it in here because of the carpeting and, well, the last thing we want is our customers walking into a wizard's asshole. That's understandable. Go on out there and check it out. I'll be right behind you in a second. Alright. Man, he wasn't messing around. This place is amazing. Hey, Sandwich! One of the peasants is about to take the stage and do some karaoke. Let's go watch, man. Okie dokie, but I'm getting a front row seat to this shit show. You won't be disappointed. Whoa! Good. Yeah. What it is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Yeah. What it is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again, y'all. Well, this is something. Do you want to go back inside and I'll show you the back room? Absolutely. Welcome to where the magic happens. To my left, you'll see the bench where we infuse blank scrolls with magic. Based on whatever film the customer chooses, you'll be able to create their viewing scroll with the reagents we have stocked back here. Oh, and if anyone wants an adult scroll made, we keep the big black mandrake root locked in the bin on the shelf. To my right, you'll see the back door and the emergency exit, which you are to use in case town struggle ever spews into the lobby or someone comes in to PKU or etc. etc. We here at Avadon Video are not responsible for any res fees or looted corpses within the establishment and the eco-fucks Prevalia Amphitheater. But alright, with all that being said, let's go out and do the best part of the job. Sit on our asses and watch movies. Let's go. Alright now, show me how this works, man. Okie dokie, so once the customer has the viewing scroll in their backpack, they just double click it and then they cast this spell. And voila! The finest finite viewing experience that any Prevalian has ever seen. This is our movie of the day, Rush Hour. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. This movie looks great. What can you tell me about it? I could tell you a whole lot about this movie. Why don't I just review it for you? Sounds good. Go ahead. Rush Hour is a PG-13 comedy that was released on September 18th, 1998. It cost about $33 million to make and give about $20 million hearsay for advertising purposes and such, brings probably around the total amount of the film to about $50 to $60 million. This film grossed $245 million worldwide. So it's safe to say that a good amount of people, when this movie did come out, they went to go see it.
Do you hear what I just said? Get your shit and go out the door! Hurry up, get the hell out of here, some more.
It was distributed by New Line Cinema, which has brought us other great movies such as...
What's in the fucking box?
So this film sets up a culture clash comedy situation where we have a work relationship between two different characters from different sides of the world, and they have to overcome a barrage of obstacles, events, and misunderstandings to work together to save a little girl who's been kidnapped. In the first few scenes of the film, we're introduced to both characters, Jackie Chan portraying Inspector Lee, and Chris Tucker playing Detective Carter. We as viewers kind of know, oh, these are the two characters that are going to end up having to work together, and boy are they opposite. One character has a loudmouth persona and he's a hothead with his gun, while the other has an extensive background in martial arts and comes off quite mature.
Yeah! Look at all of that fake news, it's unbelievable.
The director did a really good job making these two characters into two separate entities, and I think he could only do that by having a very extensive knowledge about the backgrounds of their cultures that they both are from.
Man, this is some nice shit. That Buddha'll go good in my bathroom.
Having grown up with a fond appreciation of black culture and a love for martial arts, honestly, Brett Ratner was the perfect choice to direct this.
Never touch a black man's radio, boy!
In the commentary, he describes the project of Rush Hour as a collaboration between three different parties: himself, Jackie Chan, and Chris Tucker. Brett described how the three used to extensively meet to discuss the production, and at the end of every single meeting, Jackie would take Brett aside and be like, hey Brett, I really enjoyed the meeting and all, but I couldn't understand anything that Chris Tucker was saying. He was talking too loud, too fast, too incoherently, just being Chris Tucker. And then Chris Tucker would take Brett aside and be like, yo, Brett, I can't understand a damn word Jackie be saying.
What the hell did you just say?
I'm pretty sure anyone who hasn't seen this movie probably knows this line.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
And everyone who has seen the movie can't forget that moment. That grin that Jackie Chan gives him, like, oh, I know it. I'm gonna fuck with this guy here. Rush Hour is Ratner's second directorial debut, second time working with Chris Tucker. First time was Money Talks, which he previously directed for New Line Cinema. But it's not the first time he's really sat in the director's chair. Up until about the mid-90s, Brett was known for directing rap music videos. He's worked with such artists such as Heavy D and the Boys, D'Angelo, and even Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Now that he's worked with Chris Tucker on one production, this established familiarity with his acting capabilities and his comedic timing and such is only beneficial when sitting in the director's chair, because now Brett knows exactly what his actor can do, how far he can go, and where he can try to even go even further with this time working with him. He also let Chris improv a hell of a lot.
So that mean I ain't getting suspended?
Suspended? Are you kidding?
I don't even know why I said that.
In the commentary, he'll be like, oh, this part was improv, this part was improv, this part. He allowed his actor to fuck around, and then he found out, but in a good way.
Yo, I need one of those earpieces immediately, all right?
For instance, in Chris Tucker's first scene, there's a large amount of improv, vocally and also physically, where at the end of the scene where he's dancing to the Michael Jackson little tune, that wasn't scripted. Ratner also had a huge love for the martial arts. This is really what made him want to work with Jackie Chan. Really was the whole purpose of him doing Rush Hour altogether. So if Jackie never agreed to work with Brett, we possibly would have never gotten the version of Rush Hour that we all have come to love and enjoy.
Ooh.
So New Line Cinema presented Brett Ratner a series of 5 different scripts, and he read through all of them, but he only chose Rush Hour because it seemed to optimize the use of Jackie Chan's physical capabilities to the max. All the other scripts really didn't have that much martial arts in them. What the director was looking for was a nice balance between physical fighting and physical humor and verbal humor. So we had Jackie Chan more focusing on the physical comedy, while Chris Tucker was more of the verbal and physical comedy in the film too as well. Ratner also mentions how Enter the Dragon had a huge impact on him as a kid. This actually led to Brett pursuing the man who did the music for Enter the Dragon, which was Lalo Schifrin. Sorry if I said that wrong. And the crazy thing is that Lalo agreed to do the music. In fact, there's even an isolated score commentary on the DVD with Lalo narrating as well. So overall, I feel that this film had an appropriate director, holding a familiarity with both cultures that his protagonist inhibited. And with this familiarity, we see the director incorporate challenges, scenarios, and all sorts of situations that the protagonists face throughout the 98-minute runtime. And these problems range from language barrier situations, poor policing, chain of command situations, prejudice and racism, characters' reputations, and even fish out of water syndrome. Every minute counts. Detective James Carter and Inspector Lee try to race to be one step ahead of the kidnappers throughout this film, but the duo's differences come to light in a series of situations that just seem to be working against them and tend to send them back a few steps instead of forward. It's only through trial and error that we begin to see these two take away from one another, using learnings and experiences from their time spent together to defend their partners and pursue the kidnappers. The film does a good job of showing the two characters rubbing off on one another with the dialogue between the action sequences. We see moments of disagreement, tension, and even moments where the characters give themselves permission to trust one another. Look at how reluctant Carter is to try the Chinese food.
Man, what you got me eating?
That's an eel.
Is it good?
Very good.
But is humbly surprised at how good the eel tastes after Lee assured him it.
Kinda good. Need a little hot sauce, but it's kinda good though.
With Jackie Chan's English not being the strongest, the film focuses a lot on his physical acting, which leads to many comedic moments while still maintaining seriousness throughout the film.
Hey, this is the history of my country. Priceless pieces of Chinese culture. Anything gets damaged.
Don't worry about it, ain't nothing gonna happen to none of this stuff.
In the final arc of the movie, there's a scene where Jackie is trying to protect artifacts of his country that were on display at the LA Convention Center. They actually shot the close-up of this fight scene in Hong Kong, using all of Jackie's stunt team, while all the wider shots were done at the Convention Center in Los Angeles. Chan's character, Lee, is battling several opponents in hand-to-hand combat while trying to preserve and not damage their surroundings. What makes this scene so funny is Lee's dedication to saving the artifacts. He's willing to put his body at harm and take some damage just so one jug doesn't fall over. And in the end, all his efforts were for nothing. The PG-13 rating definitely contributed to the success of this film, as it allowed it to have a much wider audience. The worldwide gross of $244 million would have most likely been lower if it rocked a hard R rating. The decision to keep vulgarity and themes down definitely paid off, but that's not saying that this is an innocent film.
Okay, Carter.
All right, one other thing.
Yeah?
What color panties you got on?
Rush Hour is littered with sexual references, violent moments, heavy themes, an abduction scene where the actor actually gets kicked in the face by the child actor. Boom. And of course, language. I don't recall any F-bombs off the top of my head though, now that I'm looking back at it. But one scene that pushed the limits was the bar scene, where Detective Lee greets the bartender with,
What's up, my nigga?
but that's only because he received direction from Carter to,
When we get in here, you follow my lead and do what I do, okay?
What amplifies the comedy in the scene is the innocence of it. Inspector Lee has no idea what he's saying. He was simply trusting his partner with the direction that he received. For this fight scene, it was stated in the commentary that Jackie Chan wanted to use his whole stunt team for this fight scene, but the demographic of the situation in the script just didn't make sense, and plus, they were scheduled for a later fight scene down the road in the Chinese food restaurant later on in the movie. Callbacks were used quite a bit throughout this film and really hit hard comedically. Jackie Chan's rendition of War popping up throughout the film is not only memorable, but relatable to real life. American music is known all throughout the world, and even Jackie Chan reinforces this when he says,
Everybody knows war.
the mix of his timing and uncaring demeanor of accepting whether or not he's trying to hit the right notes or not is what makes this so funny. He's not trying to impress anyone. He's just having a good time embracing American culture. There's also the use of a few other style callbacks in the film that I guess you can call dramatic style callbacks. The callback that Chris Tucker had with the main villain. When he's in the Chinese food restaurant, the guy throws his handkerchief on him and says,
Now wipe yourself off. You're bleeding.
and then Chris Tucker makes sure he calls that same gesture right back at the end of the film, right after he guns him down and says,
Wipe yourself off, man. You dead.
now that's what I call a very wholesome moment. With all of that being said, we here at Avadon Video can state that Rush Hour is an entertaining story of two very opposite cops being brought together to save a little kidnapped girl. The two characters bring a very specific list of strengths and weaknesses to the table, and at first they clash pretty hard, but through obstacles that they face throughout the film, it becomes apparent that when working together and through learning from one another that they can do great things. However, this is no easy trek for these two characters. All the mishaps that the duo encounter lead to hilarious moments, and what's great is that these mishaps never lead me as a viewer to believe that this film is going to a dark place. At no point in this film did I perceive that Carter and Lee's failures were gonna get that child killed and then boom, roll credits, movie's done. Rush Hour leaves you on the edge of your seat as we reserve all the tools and abilities needed to solve this case embodied within the main characters. And this leaves us on the sidelines as viewers rooting for them, hoping that they apply these and get the job done. We want to see Detective Carter learn from Inspector Lee and redeem himself worthy as a law enforcement officer that he knows he is, to honor the memory and legacy of his father left behind. Just like we want to see the same thing over with Lee. We want to see him redeem himself and protect this girl who he's been protecting for almost all of her life. The film has a load of talented supporting cast members, moments of spontaneous improv, and just moments that seem to work. And of course, the plot does lead to a happy ending. Because of all of this, we here at Avadon Video give Rush Hour a 9 out of 10. Let me ask you a question. Is this the funniest film of the 1990s? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. Very well could be, but it's a pretty opinionated and subjective question. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below, and also drop us a like so that many other people can hopefully see this new business that's opened here in the UO Outlands. Avadon Video. Thanks for stopping by. I can't wait to see what you guys thought of Rush Hour, and I think someone's taking the stage right now. You all have a great night. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.